There's something about big cats that captivates us humans. Maybe it's their grace or power, or maybe it's just how much trouble they get into. Whatever the reason, we can't look away when they cause chaos in our world. But while we usually think of big cats like cougars, cheetahs, lions, and tigers as living far away from us in some wild preserve, these majestic animals are actually closer to home than you might think. Because while there have been plenty of occasions where these cats have caused trouble in more populated parts of the world, one recent incident has shown that they don't even need an urban jungle to find excitement. That's right. While most of us were sleeping soundly in our beds last week, a cougar was causing quite the stir in a suburb in Colorado. What happened next will surprise you. Hi, I'm your host, and you're watching this channel. Join me as we uncover the truth behind the headlines. It was 4 a.m. and residents on the 8900 block of South Holly Street in Highlands Ranch, Colorado were fast asleep until a sudden commotion outside woke them up. When they stepped out of their homes to investigate, what they found would shock them to their core. A cougar had somehow managed to sneak into their neighborhood and make its way onto their front lawn. If you're thinking to yourself at this point, how did a cougar end up in a residential area? Well, you're not alone, because that was the first question that probably crossed everyone's mind. Cougars, also known as mountain lions, are incredibly elusive creatures who prefer to stay far away from human settlements. So how did this particular cougar end up in a suburban neighborhood? Well, that's still a bit of a mystery. But according to some reports, it may have been the same cougar that had been spotted in the area a couple of days earlier. Apparently, it's not that uncommon for cougars to travel long distances in search of new hunting grounds or mates. With plenty of deer and other prey animals in the suburbs, it's possible that this cougar was simply following the food. Whatever the reason, residents got a pretty good look at the cougar before it disappeared into the night. And after realizing the danger they were all in, quickly called the authorities. At this point, you were probably wondering what's the worst that could happen when a cougar gets loose in a residential area. Well, let me tell you, the worst can and does happen. As it turns out, cougars are responsible for around 1 or 2 deaths per year in the United States. So it's not exactly a risk worth taking. Luckily, in this case, no one was hurt. And after searching the area, animal services officers were able to catch the cougar and take it back to the wild. But this close call was a reminder for residents of just how dangerous these beautiful creatures can be. And it got us thinking, what should you do if you ever find yourself face to face with a cougar? First things first, don't panic. Easier said than done, we know, but staying calm is key to staying safe. If you do panic and run, you might trigger the cat's chase instinct. So try to remain as still as possible and speak in a low, calm voice. This will help to reassure the cougar that you are not prey, and hopefully it will lose interest and wander off. If the cougar doesn't seem to be interested in running off, though, don't worry, because we've got another trick up our sleeves. Try throwing small rocks or sticks in the direction of the cougar. This will startle it and hopefully make it think twice about sticking around. Just be sure to throw small objects that won't hurt the animal. We don't want to encourage aggression by making the cougar feel threatened or cornered. Okay, so you've thrown a few rocks and the cougar is still hanging around. What else can you do at this point? Well, if all else fails, you may need to defend yourself. If a cougar attacks you, fight back with all your might. These animals are strong, so you'll need to be prepared for a tough battle. Try to aim for the cougar's eyes and nose, as these are the areas most likely to make it retreat. You can also try to grab the cougar by the scruff of its neck and pull yourself up a tree. This may sound like something straight out of a cartoon, but it's actually a technique used by wildlife experts. If you can get yourself to a safe height, the cougar won't be able to reach you, and you'll be able to call for help. Let's be real. None of us really wants to find ourselves in this situation, but it's always better to be prepared. This close encounter with a cougar serves as a reminder for residents to be aware of the wildlife that surrounds them, even in the most unexpected places. With cougars being spotted in more populated areas in recent years, it's important to know how to stay safe if you ever come face to face with one. Remember to stay calm, make yourself big, throw small objects to scare it off, and only defend yourself as a last resort. And now it's time to hear from you. You ever seen a cougar in the wild? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe for more wildlife encounters just like this. We'll see you next time.